Hello and welcome to another episode of NOLA Time. My name it's Obed Velez, and with me, it's the most interesting man in the world, Joel Young.
What's good, Nolo time? Obed, good to be with you, my friend.
I am happy because it was a smooth intro, sir.
Hey, we did it. We did it, guys. We could start a
We,
show.
we came back from the rut. Oh, no, last week it was tough. It was a
Yeah,
tough week.
that was tough.
Gotta admit, but no, we're back in the groove today, and hopefully, you guys will enjoy our opinions. And even if you don't enjoy them, welcome, Joel. What's up, man? How are you?
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm doing great. Just coming off the high still of last week's Obi-Wan Kenobi. We'll talk about Kenobi obviously a
Yeah.
little bit more later on in the show. We got a topic around that, but since we last spoke, still watching Miss Marvel. So glad that we've got some of that type of content right still coming on Disney Plus. Now we're at the point where I think we're about halfway through the show. And honestly, this last episode was by far the best episode
I
of
heard
the whole thing.
I heard it's really good. I
Yeah,
haven't watched any, and I heard it's good. So
it
this is
is.
probably gonna be like I'm probably just gonna binge the whole thing when it comes down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You could definitely do that. But to me, this episode was like what I was waiting for. And we all were waiting for at the show. I've said it before. My concern with it was that it was going to be more focused on her being a high school, normal girl who just so happens to be a superhero. And I didn't want that to be the show. I want it to be that it's a superhero that just so happens to be a high school girl. Invert it, right? And have the story focused that way. So this episode, because of the way it's set up, not trying to spoil anything, but she's in another environment in this episode, and it kind of takes her away from her usual environment. So she's more focused on the task at hand. And because of that, they really take advantage in the writing by giving you a really awesome setup for Miss Marvel fully embracing being Miss Marvel. There's a action sequence you'll know when you see it. It probably made more sense in the writing. The action is really cool, but it's the end, how they end this one specific part. And again, you'll know when you see it. It probably made more sense in the writing than when it actually was executed. And you know how there's certain movies that's like you really think hard about it. You're like, okay, I could see where it could sound good, but when you watch it, it's goofy as heck.
yeah.
That definitely happens in this show. But you know what? We've got a couple more episodes to go here. Hopefully, it continues on this high. It makes me think like comparing it to like how Kenobi, how it was pretty consistent. It was good right early on, but it wasn't giving us what we thought we'd sign up for until you got to those last two episodes. I think the same thing could be happening here with Miss Marvel, where we'll finally get the build up and the stuff that we were hoping for. Now we're getting it. I know there are people who may disagree with me. There's people who do think the whole thing is fantastic. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's finally delivering. Aside from that, Obed, I got to play a little bit of God of War again over this last weekend. Still enjoying that. Really fun game. But you mentioned to me and got sent over to me some news about how they're telling us to wait patiently because it will still be coming out this year, the
Yeah.
sequel.
So I mean, I guess what's going on, right, is that I think it was Jason Schreier. I could be wrong. Posted that we were supposed to get an update today. Like it was gonna be like one of those phantom drops, and Sony was gonna have a thing and release a trailer with a release date, and that was postponed. So they're still saying that it comes out, that it's on track to come out this year, but now that it's postponed, some people are speculating that this is going to be delayed until next year. I wouldn't mind, honestly. What's crazy is that this thing devolved into a whole nother thing. If you go on Twitter and if you follow Corey Barlog on Twitter, you'll see what's going on. It's yeah, dudes, come on. I mean, it's a game, right? Like even if it doesn't come out this year, it's gonna come out. It doesn't really matter. And this goes for any game. On any platform, I don't care. It's like these things are uncalled for, and you guys need to behave. It's like honestly, It's like problem is that everyone with a phone now has a voice, and it seems like the minority is always the loudest, because they go off the rails every once in a while. So, but yeah, just
Yeah.
keep it in your pants, guys.
Keep it
It's
civil.
gonna
Keep it civil.
it's gonna happen.
Game's
It's
coming. The game's
fine.
coming.
It's fine.
Yeah. Ironically enough, Obed, gosh, I want to say it was maybe a month ago, maybe, yeah, a month ago. I went to my barber, and another guy's in there, and we're talking about games, talking about PS5, whatever. And he's like, "Yo, you think God of War is gonna come out this year? Is it coming?" Like, genuinely just trying to get. And I'm like, you know what? Since that time, and I think I mentioned it on the show as well. I think I've said it a couple times now. Like, the safe answer is coming next year. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna change. I'm not gonna change my tune on this. There's nothing that gives me an indication it's this year. Aside that they keep telling us, wait, be patient, it's coming, which is nice, but it doesn't give me reassurance that it's this year. We know
Yeah.
it's coming. It's gonna be whether it's 2020, 2022, 2023, or 2024. It's not gonna be that late.
It
But I'm
doesn't
just
matter.
saying, like, it's
Yeah,
coming. It's coming,
yeah,
guys.
yeah. And one of the things is that I wouldn't have looking at, like, in retrospect right now, I would have loved for Horizon to come out now in the summer
Yeah.
and leave Elden Ring do its thing. Horizon come out in the summer now that they have like a proper patch for performance mode. This was like, and that's the thing, right? I already played the game. I'm I may go back, but it's you know it's like I played it without the new performance mode, which is supposed to be much better.
It's
So,
awesome, dude. It's awesome. I've been playing it in performance mode. This is my first time playing
oh,
an
for God of
experience.
War,
So,
yeah,
so,
yeah,
so someone like me is benefiting off the delay because I'm going. Well, it gives me more
yeah, yeah,
time to
yeah.
keep playing this first one.
Exactly.
Obviously, for the very this first game. Gosh, what year was it that it came out? 2018.
2018, yeah.
Yeah. So it's been out for quite a many years. So I understand those who played it, launched 2018. You've been waiting a long time. You can't wait to get your new one. I get that. Totally
Yeah.
understand.
Where,
Be civil. It's coming.
where are you at? Where are you at on the game?
Well, I am just now at a point. I finished going up the mountain, so I'm still early on.
Okay.
Going up in the mountain. Met this lady with the hog that we thought was a was a something for the boy to hunt. Next thing we know, realize it's somebody's pet.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
okay.
so at that point, so pretty early in still.
So you haven't talked to the snake yet, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. I was gonna mention something, but I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, probably after this weekend, this holiday weekend, I'll get more time.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah. Cool. That's good, man. Nothing much on my end. I really haven't done anything. Keep going to Elden Ring. Really good progress. I beat what a lot of people say is really a really tough boss. I was able to beat it. To beat him, it's like once I came up with a strategy. It only took me 2 tries, so I'm pretty happy with that. And try not to make mistakes. It's one of those things that in this type of game a mistake will cost you. So I'm trying to keep it as slow as I can when it comes to making bad choices. But no, overall, still enjoying it quite a bit. And yeah, nothing much. Joel, I sent you a video today. I don't know if you had time to watch it.
Yeah, I got to catch it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Toy Galaxy, which by the way, it's like a man. I want to say it's probably the best kept secret on YouTube because the channel is absolutely phenomenal, and to me it's probably like in my top 5 YouTube channels for sure. They did a video on the 1989 Batman, and I sent it to you because it's like, oh, this is like the grandpappy of, more comic book movies because
Yeah.
by the time it came out, Superman was already done and dead. This came after Superman 4, which was, quite possibly one of the worst movies ever, and and 3 was no slouch either. They're competing, but 4 is like, whew. No, I just said to you,
Drunk Superman, he's all crying.
oh my gosh, This thinking movie, dude. Are you
Sorry,
kidding me, bro?
can't deal with it.
And the old Superman for no reason, and then he gets better out of nowhere. Oh my gosh. Anywho,
Spin the world.
no, I sent it to you because how crazy like the pre-production for this movie was. Like back from like 1979, they were
Yeah.
trying to make it happen, and and they just kept pushing it, and the budget kept ballooning like crazy, right? But yeah, no, it's a very good watch. Go watch it, guys. Toy Galaxy on YouTube, it's a great channel. They had that video on Batman. But what would caught my eye is like when Tim Burton said it was like the entire process was the worst time of his life. Which is incredible because he came back for the second one. So just watching the videos, it was very, very well done and well documented. So very good stuff. And I remember, I was there. I was there. Oh,
They forged the
it was
ring.
fortune. Yeah, it was very good, man. Because I remember watching the commercial with the VHS that they showed, right? And that, I remember watching that commercial, and I remember getting a copy on VHS right as soon as it came out. So that movie was something else. Definitely the start of something that we, still feel today. Because it basically, when it comes to movie theaters, is dominated by superhero movies right now. So back then, this was niche starting. It died and resurfaced with. So would you attribute X-Men being the one that brought the superhero genre back to life?
100%.
Okay,
100%.
okay.
Because think about it. What was right before it?
The Blades, right?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Batman, Robin,
That
Blade,
was the
but Blade
big.
was like, yeah,
Blade was there, but like aside
Batman,
from
Robin,
that, like
yeah.
no studio would make anything after that. It was so atrocious.
Mm-hmm.
It literally you had to wait till the year 2000 when you finally got X-Men to say we can actually make a good one, guys.
Yeah,
And as look, I'm gonna say the name Brian Singer. I know the guy's got problems. I'm not gonna get into that stuff. It's not good, but definitely from the standpoint of what was brought was special. And it's unfortunate that it got tainted with what happens later on when we find out what's going on there. But
yeah,
like I put him up there, dude, with people who brought some of the best comic book stuff for his time.
yeah. He's responsible for many, the resurgence. Like not 100%. No,
No,
not all him, right? But
no,
he had a part to play, like him, and then David Hayter with the writing, and
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi with Spider Man. Because
Yep.
it was like back and back to back. It was like we got X Men, we got Spider Man, and then we get Daredevil, and then we started getting
Yep.
the Catwoman's, and like trying to milk the Batman stuff, and yeah.
Yep.
So it was a very interesting time, and wanted to share that with you because it was a very I guess compelling story. But yeah, if you have time, Joel, just go back and watch some of the other stuff that they've done because it's really, really good. Like this is like, because the Netflix stuff is fun, right? When they do like the Toys That Made Us, and
Oh, yeah.
and High Score and all this stuff, right? But sometimes you need to go a little bit deeper into the drama, and they go into those details, and it's really good. So you go back and check it out, especially like I don't know, like the Masters of the Universe one that they did is phenomenal. So which reaffirms what I've said before, that Masters of the Universe was never good. And because people complaining, I was like, when Revelation came out, it's like they ruined Modu, and it's like, dude, ruined Modu? You watched the movie? you watched the Christmas special? Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Are you kidding
wow.
me? Yeah, exactly. So, no, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. All right. So, you know what? Let's we can move into Obi-Wan, because we had separate conversations about Obi-Wan after we talked about it last week. I had a couple conversations with people at work that watched it, and they've come to me and it's like, hey, so what do you think? And look, in retrospect, right? I said last week that I would give it a 7. I would give it a 7.5. Like looking back, like I'll give it a half a point extra. It there's glaring problems with it, right? Inconsistent writing, poor stunts. Like there's a lot of problems, but I think those last two episodes did enough to actually redeem it and put it in a good status, right? It's the same reason why I don't think Resident Evil 6 is a bad game. Well, it's people's least favorite Resident Evil. I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad, because there's moments on those campaigns, especially Leon's campaign, that are very very strong. So that's why I don't go and it's like, oh, it's like I would give RE6 like a 7. So we're on around the same score. But it came out. There's an article, right? There's multiple articles in multiple places reporting this, that allegedly this was supposed to be a trilogy of movies. Maybe it should have been, maybe not. In my opinion, because what I said last week is that to me it felt like a movie that got padded into being a series or a mini series, and go now list now hearing it's like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be a trilogy, just like will make sense because those two episodes, kind of like come together pretty good. The last two come out pretty good. The middle two, those are the ones that are troublesome for most. I'd say for me too. There's things on the first two episodes that I have problems with, but not as inconsistent as the problems that there's on the middle two episodes. But so it does make a lot of sense that this was thought about as a trilogy. To me, again, it should have been a movie. Like the first act, you do the Leia stuff. Second act is the beginning of the Vader thing, and then the last act, you get the last two episodes, basically. Without the padding. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you have anything else to share. I watched that last episode again because it was really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to read it, just a quick excerpt here, and just get into it for a second. So the reason the story is going around is because one of the actual writers, script writers, for the series was also originally working on the movie script, and he exposed that in his interview with the direct. So that was a pretty huge deal, that he's saying it did transform from both, like you were saying, from a movie to a television series. And this is exactly what he says in his interview. He says, I wrote the film they based on the show on. I spent like a year and a half working on it. And then when decision was made not to make any more spin-off films after our Solo came out, I left the project and went on to other things. Came on, they took my scripts and turned it from 2 hours into 6. So I did not work with all of them. I just got credit for the episodes because it was all my stuff.
There you go.
He explained it was Solo that changed the direction of the system. I like Solo personally, BD says, but it hadn't made a lot of money. It certainly crushed us. Devastated, absolutely devastated. But that's the business, highs and lows. I'm glad it got made. I'm glad the show got made. I'm proud of my story that got told. I'm glad my character was all there. And I'm glad I got credit for it. I wish they had been able to make those movies. Now, I'm gonna stop there because we could spend time reading a little more. I really encourage you all to go back and read that interview for the direct with the showman. But what I find is, like you said, that was the key that stuck with me. It's like they took it from 2 hours all the way to 6. You added. There's no way you take a 2 hour thing that was written with that intention and make it in 6. You can see where that started to play out. Now, what he goes on to explain is that the way it was supposed to be set up was that he wanted the movies in the trilogy to be showing him go from Obi-Wan to becoming Ben, and that he felt there was a transition that his character turns into when he's Ben. He's not the same person as he was as Obi-Wan, because when he comes Ben, he's a little bit more tempered. He's a little bit more not as bothered, and he understands the bigger purpose with Luke and Leia being the next ones to carry things out, and he wanted to kind of expound that specially, which is what the show should be, right? Like that's like when you think about where it ends off, and this was only his script. This show was only the script for the first movie, not for all three. It's only
Yeah.
for 2 hours. You kind of understand that, okay, when the thing ends and he's going off to go be with Qui-Gon and go to the training, he's becoming more Ben. Like that part of Obi-Wan, that
Yeah.
old life that he had from the prequels has already been moved on from. So you can see where that was the intention. Now the real kicker for me, Obed, was this whole thing about, and you've seen some of the Vanity Fair article too, where they met how Kathleen is basically killing projects because of the solo lack of really just bombing at the box
Yeah,
office.
that killed Boba
And
Fett and some other stuff that they were working on. I don't know if you saw today the Taika Waititi thing. It's like I don't know if when this movie's gonna happen, if it's gonna happen.
dude, I saw that coming. I saw it coming.
Yeah.
But so you're seeing that these things are getting killed off, and you have to understand she's blaming essentially one movie Solo to not let any of these other ones.
So
It shows you how disconnected, because dude, Obi-Wan got made into a TV series because of a Solo spinoff. That the whole reason why Solo didn't do well, not I shouldn't say the whole reason. Let me retract that before it comes out. A large part of the reason was because of the negative publicity of The Last Jedi. People were fatigued.
yeah, yeah, and there a lot of fans didn't take well the director's quitting,
Yeah.
and or quitting, right? I gotta put this on parentheses, and Ron Howard being brought in and all that. Like a lot of fans like didn't take well to that, but I think more than Solo to me, right? Because I didn't expect Solo to blow it to be like
Right.
as big as The Force Awakens. Like who would expect that, right? No one.
True.
I think the problem, like honestly speaking, was it was Rise of Skywalker. Like Rise of Skywalker was it's the reason why they've they're redoing everything and trying to figure it out all again, because it's like it wasn't Solo, right? They lost money in Solo, that's fine, and that was honestly to be expected. Like if you're making this type of movie and you're letting go of your directors, when after production starts and you have to restart the project and rewrite it, that doesn't bode well. You better buckle up because you're going to lose money, right? Especially when it's a project that fans don't want,
Yeah.
right? But when it comes to like the actual like conclusion of the entire series, and you fumble the ball so bad,
That
dude,
should have been Endgame, dude.
that should be Star
It should
Wars
have been
Endgame.
Avengers. Yeah, like how Avengers Endgame, how that blew away, and until
Yeah.
they re-released Avatar, it was the number one thing. Like this should be a record in the box office.
Yeah.
The Rise of Skywalker, and it isn't. But I do think, Obed, it should have been reversed. Think about it. The Solo movie probably would have worked better as a Disney Plus show,
Yeah,
and the Obi-Wan
Yep.
show would have worked better as a movie. And
100%.
it shows you how disconnected they are with what they got, and the blame that it didn't work with because they didn't deep fake essentially and have Harrison Ford on this guy, and because they try to recast and they have to have the original cast. That's not why it didn't do well. I mean, the actor was okay,
It was
but
fine.
like like it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. But like it's okay. Like that shouldn't be the reason that the whole thing fails. And it's flabbergasting to me when we have to look back on this in hindsight. I personally like Obi-Wan a lot more probably than most people.
Yeah, me too.
I probably give an 8.5, honestly, because the things that it did do, I really enjoyed, and it's probably more of a personal thing than it is more of a quality thing. Because if I look at the problems like you're saying, they're there. There's a lot of problems there for sure.
Yeah, problem is that I can't, even though again Star Wars is my number one favorite thing ever, I can no longer look at it with my I love Star Wars glasses. And I have to be
And I respect that.
I have to be objective about it now. And Obi-Wan's my favorite character of the entire saga,
Yeah.
and you know, and I have to like even then I have to like I have to take a step back, and you know, and review the show objectively, right? We did it for Mando, we did it for Boba Fett,
Yeah.
right? Because for Boba Fett, there's episodes that it's like, oof, I had to endure that. But if I had to endure that to get to Luke and Ahsoka, screw it, right? So that's the thing. Problem is that they can't keep being so inconsistent with their episodes. Again, I go back to Stranger Things, where every episode can stand alone on their own merit as a great episode, Freaking, and I haven't watched any of this season yet. You know, again, I have a kid in the house, I can't watch it. The Boys, every episode is good on its own merit. But then when you get to Star Wars, you get, oh, that first episode was awesome, and then you get a bunch of filler. And Bad Batch had the same problem. So all the Star Wars shows are showing the same symptoms. That is like, oh, we're gonna start strong, and we're gonna end strong, and the in between is gonna be very wishy washy, weird, and nonsensical. And that's a problem that they gotta address. And this inconsistencies with the writing, they gotta work on that. So
And it sounds to me like they had the writer. Sounds to me like they had their guy.
Stanton's the guy, yeah.
And they had their guy, and they let money undo, and that's what people are accusing them of, right? Like of putting money ahead of the quality. You don't want to be known as that, right? We're gonna talk about Bob in a second. You know,
Yeah, we'll come back to that. Yeah,
we're gonna talk about it a bit. Like
yeah.
This is a thing you don't want to be accused of. This is not the way you want it to keep going down. They start, like you said, they start off running, they trip, and then they come up running again.
Yeah.
You can't run every race that way, where you always trip on yourself in the middle just to get back up.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, they're like, I think I'm gonna make a really good Star Wars analogy, right?
Oh, here we go.
You start the pod race really strong, right? In the middle of the pod race, you get freaking stuck on a stalagmite, or you get hit by Sebulba, and then you can't turn your booster back on, and for 3 episodes you're just struggling trying to turn the booster on, and then in the last episode booster turns on, it's 1,000 miles an hour, and it's a problem. You can't continue doing this. Like, you have to be throughout the entire show. You have to keep people engaged. I think Marvel learned their lesson, because as much as I really like WandaVision, it did have a similar problem. Sure. And they seem to have corrected that with the rest of the shows. Excuse me, with the exception of Falcon Winter Soldier, because that was a whole different story. It reshoots, rewrites, COVID, exactly. So many things happened there. And they seem to have corrected that. Loki was, I think every episode was good in its own merit. Moon Knight was good in its own merit. From what I've heard from you and other people about Miss Marvel, they're all good in their own merit. So Star Wars, they need to get back on track, right? We can't have Mando go out on the first episode with Grogu and freaking bump into Mace Windu, and then there's like, oh, they're just trying to escape from spiders and lizards for 7 episodes, and then have freaking Cal Kestis and Luke show up in the last episode. You can't do that. Like, it's not worth it for me anymore. Like, I gotta take the glasses off, and I gotta be objective on this. So
if you're gonna do that, just cut the episode shorter. Just cut them shorter. Cut out those filler things. You don't need them.
See, but how can The Boys and Stranger Things be an hour and over an hour episodes and be freaking solid every time?
I mean,
like,
I will say that their playing field is much smaller than Star Wars, though. And I think sometimes Star Wars makes the universes too big. Like, they need to make it.
And I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that.
To their characters.
Yeah.
Like, if you're watching Stranger Things, it's these people, it's the same cast, it's the same people, it's the same stuff. and they focus on
And
their
that's
core, they're
yeah.
not trying to do all this other check boxes and all these other things.
It's
They
exactly.
need to hone it in,
I think
and
yeah.
we'll get there.
I think the problem is the check boxes because they're ticking the check boxes. I was like, oh no, we have to get to the check boxes, right? And why?
But and then the universe becomes bigger, and now there's things that
Yeah.
become continuity and all this kind of stuff that people start saying, okay,
Yeah.
let's keep, like, the show should have just been Obi-Wan and Vader, and that's their thing.
Yeah.
You could have done that for 6 episodes, but now you got to throw in,
Yeah. Which
3
I don't
times
mind.
saving Leia.
But
and,
I know that yeah.
like
to me, Reva wasn't a problem, but having to save Leia 4 times that to me, yeah,
that was a
come on.
problem.
Come on.
Great acting. She did
Yeah.
a great job. Really cute. All it's wonderful. Didn't need to have that many episodes of that. I was waiting for the last 2 episodes, which was the whole confrontation.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should have been a movie, in my opinion. Yes.
I agree.
All right. We'll be right back. And we're back. Joe, just laughed over the break because how right now you gotta sometimes you just gotta ask the question. But there's a yesterday, Mr. Bob Chapek. He got confirmed for another 3 years as CEO of Disney. Talk about not being great at what you do and keeping your livelihood going. Yeah, man, it's crazy. So I mean, not much to say there. I didn't expect it to be 3. Maybe I was expecting 1, right? But
1 year renewal.
I was expecting 1 more, dude.
Wow, 1 year, sir.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, man. And I don't know. I have no explanations, right? Like we've said it before that he lives first than Kathleen Kennedy. Kathleen Kennedy is there.
We've called it.
Yeah, and she's still there. She hasn't. Apparently to some people on YouTube, she quit like 6 years ago. I don't know.
I was gonna say,
It's like
I thought
she quit like 4 times. Like she quits every month.
it's the Force ghost of Kathleen Kennedy running Lucasfilm.
I mean, the Force is female.
The Force, hey, there you go. That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't understand, right? And I think that putting aside the problems that they're having with theatrical right now, it seems like Disney Plus got over the hump, and it's getting there, right? Which is great. But you go back to the parks, and then it hits you hard, bro, because it's so all over the place. It's like the parks are the Star Wars shows the Disney parks are the Star Wars shows of theme parks, where you have one attraction that's awesome, you have a bunch of filler in the middle, and then you have another one at the end with the fireworks, which are usually pretty good. Generally speaking. I don't know. Like the parks are all over the place. Guests are still mad. Prices skyrocketing. I just really don't know. Like if bumping up the prices for everything is the only way you can keep your company afloat, you suck at what you're doing. Honestly, being brutally honest. So, but what do you think, dude?
Yeah, that was my whole thing too. I was like, let me play devil's advocate and try and figure out what is it that you can look at this from an alternative perspective, alternative facts, and say why is it that this is the way it is, right? Well, okay, we look at it just on the surface to say stocks are in the tank. The morale is as low as it's been in like years, dude. The movies that are coming out, I mean, Buzz Lightyear, I'm wearing the shirt, guys. I love Buzz Lightyear. Movie did not do good at all. And even any of their recent movies that they've put on, like that they've had like to the Disney Plus, like Turning Red, and there's those, dude, they have been like not great movies, dude. These are not the movies like we grew up with Disney, where it was like, oh my gosh,
especially Pixar, but it's like,
especially like it's not been the way it was. And so you look at that and you think to yourself, okay, there's something has got to be looked at from the head and closed down. But alternative facts, right? Let's look at it this way. The wording would be, well, the stocks are down not because investors aren't investing. It's because the market is crashing and maybe we're heading into a recession, right? Like that would be probably his protection there. The TV stuff, or their movie's not doing as good. What did he do? I just brought out my axe here and cut off the head of Disney Television the other day. It's gonna be fine, guys. We're gonna fix this around, right? Then you start going into positives, right? And saying, well, we're making money, we're more profitable. Our tickets are making tons of money. So therefore our reservation thing must be a success, which, by the way, Obed, did you hear about that thing?
I did, yeah.
Doubling down and saying that you might have to make a reservation for park
hopping.
What on earth is going on there?
That is atrocious, dude.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So if you look at it from that perspective and say, maybe that's how he sold it, right? Maybe that's how he sold it. Or we also then start getting into the perspective of, this is like the emperor. And anyone who stands in his way,
he's going to get zapped.
Going to get zapped so they don't get a chance to do it. Right? So I don't know. I mean, I'm just being silly, right? We're talking about it. I don't know what's really going on in the inside there.
Sits in a meeting. Hey, Bob, I kind of would do this. What your suggestion? I would actually do it this way. It's treason. Then just pulls out a lightsaber and just starts shot. It was like that. Honestly, that's probably how he's running the company. Also, the morale with the cast members are down. The move to Florida has been botched. Like, it's been on the news for the last week. That
moved all the way past his contract dates, like 2026 or something.
It's 2025. And now we're getting people that were moving from California having to cancel the houses that they were going to buy because they can't move,
That's a nightmare,
and they
dude.
can you imagine just selling your
Oh
house in
my goodness.
California and then trying to move here? Now you don't have a house.
And you may not have a job if you don't go back to
Yeah.
California to work at your job.
Yep. And now, and they're blaming
I
it
didn't
on
even
like,
think about that,
and
man.
they're blaming it on a shortage of professional workers, Joel. That both you and me know that that is disingenuous and not true. Like they're fully lying, but they're actually lying and
I
say
gotta
and
I gotta be careful what I say here.
uh,
But you know something,
it's not
man?
all the time.
It's not.
It's outside of policies. We're in cyberspace, sir.
Yeah, man, we're in the internets. No, I mean, look, like you've got points. Everything you said is absolutely valid, and I think maybe this is given to him with a stern. You've got 3 years. Let's see. I mean, I was kind of expected beforehand before it went out. Like there was some blogs, Walt Disney World Newsnet, and other ones saying like expect him to still be around. Don't expect him to go unless you're on
Inside,
other channels.
inside the magic, which is basically now like a hater site. Instead of like a Disney news blog, it's just a Disney hater site.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
It's
Gotta be
crazy, man.
careful when you're putting out stories. That's just what you might feel without.
Yeah.
We're here on our podcast saying what we think, right? Or this is all just us theorizing. We're pundits on these topics, right? But when you start talking about, you're presenting something as news. We're just giving commentary. Like I said, I don't know what's going on really inside the House of Mouse, dude. I don't know what's going on in those meetings. But you know what? Something ain't right. Something
Oh
ain't
my
right.
gosh, dude.
I don't know what else
I
to say,
don't.
man.
I don't. Yeah. Something's not clicking.
Something is not right.
Yeah. I guess we'll have to wait and see, sir. I propose a vote of no confidence in Mr. Bob Paycheck. All right. So, all right. Tell us what Warner has cooking for Comic Con, sir.
Oh my
If
goodness.
anything, I mean, is
That's
this if this if they're cooking Taco Bell, or are they upping their game? What are they doing?
Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? Warner is going to be having Warner is going to be having a presence at Comic-Con. This is a big deal, right? If you would have asked just a week ago, who's going to be at Comic-Con, the conversation was nobody's coming. This is all being put together last minute. You can tell that it's been last we didn't I got my badge mailed in like a manila folder, like whatever, with no fancy
So,
packaging.
you got your batch in our office.
In her office, basically. That's what it looks like, dude. It's just thrown in, no paper, nothing. It's all it's being put together fast, right? In the spirit of Comic Con, I'm happy it's back. Hopefully, it's still great. I'm expecting a great time, but you can see it's being put together. So last minute, right? We talked last week. Marvel Studios coming back in. That was a shock because there had been reports from certain websites, not going to name. It's not. It's definitely not coming back. And then here comes Kevin Feige going, "Gotcha, we'll be there." Um, so that's cool. But then Warner, everyone's speculating what's going to go on. There's some drama going on, and specifically DC Films.
Yep.
Well, guess what? Oh, but our friends over at the Hollywood Reporter have a little inside scoop on what they're hearing. And this is what they said at the Hollywood Reporter. They said, as for what Warner's theatrical division will bring, those plans are still being hashed out, according to multiple insiders. The studio has a number of DC films out later this year, including DC League of Super Pets, Black Adam, and Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which opens in July, October, and December, respectively. These all make appearances. These all could make experiences, excuse me. Movies that are to open in 2023, such as The Flash and Blue Beetle, will not have panels regardless of the presence, as they have considered too far out for any panel to have a meaningful impact. Hogwash. How are you telling me that this is not going to be presented at specifically Comic-Con, this
Wow.
page, both Blue Beetle and The Flash, because it's too far out according to these insiders. I believe that this is what they heard from the people inside Warner. I believe that. But let's be real, Obed. Just a year ago, we had the DC Fandom event. So fantastic. They've done a great job over the World Health Crisis to give us these virtual events from home, giving us a fan like convention ish type thing, but virtual. Great stuff. But they did no problems showing the Flash, and that that was planned to come a year later, right? That was planned. That was from then. It was going to say it was going to be 2022.
It's funny because on the video I sent you, when he goes, it's like, and talking about Michael Keaton coming back in the Flash, which will come out in the future. Question mark.
Obed, I mean, this new CEO of Discovery, Warner Discovery, I take him as the kind of person that would actually consider saying, "Don't even put this movie out." I know that sounds crazy, like that doesn't make sense to most people. The amount of money that's already been put in, whatever. But the way this guy is, his plan is to save $3 billion in liquid cash reserves for the company. This dude, he ain't messing around. Traditionally, according to the Hollywood Reporter, they would spend around $25 million to be at Comic-Con. Typically, that includes the technology for if you ever go to a Comic-Con and you're at a Warner panel, I love Marvel Studios. They do a great show, but Warner it's like a freaking like concert and movie theater experience
really
all together,
out.
dude. They go hard. Like if this was E3, dude, they would win.
They'll have the best booth.
Yeah, dude, they go crazy. They give tons of giveaways. I mean, but it makes sense because if you win over the fans at these things, the fans speak, bro. If they give you the thumbs up, you live. They give you the thumbs up, you die. I mean, that's just how it goes, right? So I understand. I think it's worth it. I'm glad that they're going to be there and they're going to have a presence. I love that. Great. I was hoping that they wouldn't just chicken out and not be there. It would be a shame. Unfortunately, they won't have a DC publishing booth at the convention, but we're just waiting to hear what this official Warner Pictures presentation, when it is, to what extent will be. But what we do know, according to this Hollywood Reporter article, is that their sources are telling them, don't expect Flash, don't expect Blue Beetle. Obed, there's no way they could bring the Flash up there and not talk about Ezra, right? Like there's no way around it. And it's unfortunate because this should have been a moment to celebrate a new Supergirl, this actress in here. Yeah. Michael Keaton should have his moment in the sun.
I know,
and have all
bro.
the fans give him love and respect live and let him feel warm to welcome. The same way Hayden Christensen got that beautiful love at Celebration that really meant a lot to him talking about it. Like that's what Michael Keaton deserves, at this. And it's sad that he's being robbed of this because of this insane, ludicrous stuff that's coming out.
Did you see that allegedly? The guy that's playing Elvis, I forgot his name. Yeah. Like saw him at a bar in Tokyo and punched him.
I heard something crazy like that. Yeah. And there are rumors that right now Ezra fled to Japan. He's in Japan right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say, dude. I mean, you can't be if you're. I heard someone else say this. If you're a Comic-Con and you have this movie there, like. You're pulling an ultimate John Cena, you can't see because they would arrest the person on stage. That would be literally what would happen. The guy's left the dimension.
Yeah, what's crazy is that, if the rumors are true, right, and he is not necessarily, I don't want to say dealing, but in possession of illegal substances, dude, Japan police, they have no chill.
Oh yeah,
they'll book you, no bond, dude, and you ain't getting out. You gotta call the president to get you out.
Yeah, good luck with that one.
Yeah, man. So
that's
because you're gonna come here and they're gonna be waiting for you at the airport, right?
or they just ain't gonna get you. I mean, you see what's going on with this basketball. We're not trying to get into politics. We see what's going on with this basketball player over in Ukraine and stuff, dude. It ain't that easy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we've seen it happen,
Yeah, could take a few years.
So if he gets caught over there just messing around, especially when I don't want to say that Japanese police necessarily target foreigners, but like they have a certain thing. It's like they
They're
are
strict.
more
They're strict.
aware. Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
strict and they're more
Yeah.
aware
That's
of things you do if you're a foreigner, right? So he better keep it on the DL because he gonna get caught and he ain't getting out.
yeah. At some point,
So
it's coming. The bill comes due. But it's insane what's going on with that. It's even like Blue Beetle, like that should be there. But I'll be there. I will be there, folks. Like I booked my plane ticket the last weekend. I officially booked my hotel. Obed, you and I are gonna have some conversations off air. We're gonna bring the guys. You guys are not ready for the stuff we're gonna
stay
be
tuned.
doing out there. Stay tuned. Follow us because we are gonna bring the heat at this Comic-Con. You're not gonna want to miss it.
Good. Looking forward to it, sir.
Absolutely.
Yep. Cool. Just quick update here. Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel is scheduled for a December 2023 release. I have now heard that this movie is already filming, but I guess that it's already been penned, and of course, Jason Reitman coming back to direct, taking the series back to New York, and yeah, not much details there, but apparently everyone's gonna be back, right? Like based
Yeah,
on yeah.
yeah, I think everyone will be back with what we're hearing too. But yeah, I mean it's a quick turnaround. 2023, like that they're I mean that
Yeah.
this original one came out not original, this the latest one that they just did that came out last year,
It
right?
was delayed
So
for a year though.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
'Cause
mean
that was supposed to be this movie was supposed to be
2020.
it was supposed to be like early 2020, yeah, like or summer 2020, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Hey,
one of
look,
those.
Sony Pictures, man.
Yeah, no, their turnaround is crazy, yeah, and they're very good at just putting people in movies last minute too. I don't know how they do it, bro. Dude, you want
Have
to
you
talk
seen
about the Craven? You want
Oh
to
yeah,
do you want to talk about
What on earth is going on?
that?
First of all, dude, Craven is Craven the Hunter, but not a hunter. Craven is this is Craven, baby Craven,
Junior.
of Daddy Craven,
Yeah.
who Daddy Craven killed animals, but baby Craven does it and hunts people who kills animals. What? This sounds so bad. Like who signed off on this? And then he's
Amy
like,
Pascal.
and then
That's
he's
crazy.
what? Like what in the crazy town? And then he supposedly, this is all allegedly, we haven't seen the movie, right? Allegedly, like he's wearing, the animal fur, but not because he wants to kill the animals, but because he wants to honor them.
That's like commemoration.
What is going on, dude? What the heck is going on? And then he falls in love with somebody, and it's like some kid.
I will wear the skin of my enemies to show respect.
And then he's gonna go hunt Vulture and Morbius because he hears in the news
It's Morbid time.
that these guys are hurting people in New York.
They're
So,
stealing a bank or something, robbing a bank or something like
so
that.
I'm just
right?
gonna go. Dude, what is going on? Remember we talked about the check boxes just a moment ago, dude? The whole this sounds to me like it doesn't check any of them. This has nothing going for it,
I don't
man.
know, bro.
And listen, I'm the guy who's got Spider-Man up on my wall behind me here. Okay, Spider-Man is my boy. Okay, that's my guy. Outside of the Into the Spider-Verse Miles Morales stuff and the Tom Holland stuff, even Venom, I like that what they've done there. I don't love it, but I like it. It's been entertaining. Dude, they cannot land a punch. Morbius, I still haven't watched it, and if all people, I should have watched that movie.
I know.
Still haven't watched it. Don't care. I'll probably rent it on like Redbox or something like soon, and then now we've got the news around Madame Web that keeps going around, dude. I'm pretty sure all these things that I'm talking about jokingly, I'm almost certain that probably coming up at the convention, there probably will be a Sony specific time slot that they'll have, similar they did in 2018 when I was out there. And they'll probably have in that moment something that's, you know, gonna have something for Madame Web, something that's gonna be there for maybe Craven. I'll give you information as I get it. I'm not expecting much.
Yeah. Yep. We shall see. But I'm excited for Ghostbusters nonetheless. So
Yeah, some positivity, some
yeah.
positivity.
Yeah. I was cautiously optimistic about Afterlife, and I really really enjoyed it. So yeah, sure, I'm good. Joel, the Sony monitors slash headsets rumors were all true, and it was announced today that the Sony InZone line of products is coming out, more focused on PC gaming, but all of these products are compatible with PlayStation, of course, 4 and 5. So the first one, or their flagship device, is the M9 monitor, which is a 4K 144 hertz display, 27-inch, at a whopping $900. So
So at $900 buying them in bundle, like you get two for 900, or is it 900 per monitor?
no, it's 900 for one 27-inch monitor.
Oh,
Yeah.
I figured that, but when
So you
they
get
say apparent, you know,
now you do get, like
okay.
HDMI 2.1, HDR 600. You get a ton of like really really good features. You can use it as a docking station, so it has like full like Thunderbolt, where you can just plug it on your laptop, and it has USB ports in the back, two HDMI's, one display port. So this is a fully fledged like monitor, like gaming monitor. It's expensive, and we'll come back, right. The M3 monitor is a 1080p 250 hertz, I believe so. Yep. And also 27-inch, same features, is just a 1080p panel, 530. So okay, I think it's like super expensive. I know. I think that the docking features and whatnot, it's cool to have. Refresh rates high, and feature wise, these are really really nice devices. But they're expensive. Like, they're not, like, you can buy a really nice TV for $900. You can buy like a 70-inch Samsung for that amount of money, and get and probably have leftover for a decent soundbar. So,
Black Friday,
Black Friday, yeah. So
Cyber Monday.
they're expensive. They're nice. They look really nice because they really do look that they're made for PS5. But they're marketing it more as a PC friendly sort of thing. So it's interesting. And now the headsets are interesting because you have the H9 that goes for $300, and it has active noise cancellation, wireless. So it's like a proper like pro headset. I watched a couple of reviews this morning. Everyone seems to say that they are really good and they sound really good. So for 300, a pro level gaming headset, that's not too bad. That's actually decent, right? It compatible with PS5's 3D audio and all that. So it's fully compatible with everything. The H7 goes for 230, and it's basically the same as the H9 without the noise cancellation. And then we get the H3, which is only $100, and it's wired. It's basically the same, almost the same type of headset, wired, and of course doesn't have noise cancellation. So the headsets, I think, are that the line is pretty good. I think the pricing on the headsets is pretty aggressive, and I think that they are launching at a decent price point. But the monitors, man, which is what I was looking forward to, is like, no, man. I'm good.
Yeah, we were joking in the last episode when you predicted and we're talking about the rumors around this about the PlayStation TV, and I remember that. I remember that thing, dude. Like, and that was not great. It was a good idea, but it wasn't great. Now seeing this, I don't know who it's really for because it seems like it's supposed to be more for the PC gamer.
Yeah.
But it has that versatility to be a PS5 based monitor just for that console. Um, I'm not exactly sure who it's supposed to be
Well,
for,
it,
but at the same extent, it's cool. I just wish I'd understand it better.
so I'm looking at a direct competitor,
Sure.
which is the Alienware AW2721D, which is a 1440p panel, 240 hertz. That one's going on Dell.com. It's on sale for $829 right now.
Oh,
So
close.
so that means that the Sony one, looking at it in hindsight, is not that bad. Like compared to its competition.
They're keeping it within the market.
Correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is high end monitors, right? It's like, of course, this is not
No,
like the
true, true.
like the Pro Display, the Apple one that's like $5,000 or whatever. Like it's a 5K monitor, and you pay 5K for it. It's like
You're making Star Wars on it, guys.
exactly, yeah. What do you need that MacBook Pro for? Making Star Wars over there. But I just want to see. I just want to see real quick because I know that Dell has another monitor that's comparable to that. I'm looking for the 4K here. Hold on. Yeah, Dell has a 32 4K monitor. That's 32 inches. That goes for 824. So there it's competitive. Like the pricing is competitive. I don't see it being too crazy. Then, looking at it now, right? It's not for me. It's not the product for me. So, we'll have to I guess wait and see. I'm not gonna. I need a new TV. Like my living room TV has been crashing. So,
Yeah.
it's what 6 years old. It's about time, I think. So we'll see what Black Friday brings us. Hopefully it'll last until then. But Joel, real quick, last bit of news that we have here. We had a Nintendo Direct Mini that was focused
Yeah.
on third party stuff. Let's see how we're doing on time. Do we have enough time? We can make it happen.
Yeah.
So I want to skip the Monster Hunter stuff because it's Monster Hunter, of course. I think the biggest announcement they have, first one was that they are going to have there's a new Mega Man collection coming out featuring the Mega Man Battle Network games. Those have been trapped on the Game Boy Advance and DS for a long time, so it's about time that these games actually get some love. So that's coming out next year. It's not coming out this year. There's a new Return to Monkey Island game coming out. There's a Monkey Island game coming out. There's a 2023 on this one as well. Looks very good. Very striking art style. Very different. A lot of people giving it hate and contacting the creator who's working on this game and saying that it looks terrible. It's like, that's like when people criticize George Lucas for making changes on stuff. Whatever, dudes. I don't know. It's the creator
If
of the
anyone
game.
has a right, it's this person.
Is the creator, exactly.
You're allowed to voice your opinion. It's just
Of course. It's like the creator, dude. Come on. Mario Plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope coming out October 20th. Looks like it plays a little bit more accessibly compared to the first Mario Plus Rabbids game. Looks very good, very charming, of course, and funny. Rabbids are certainly the minions of gaming, I would say.
dude, it was trending like all Wednesday, like
Yeah.
in the top trends because people love the stuff. Good for
Yeah.
them.
We got a little trailer for Sonic Frontiers. I'm still on the fence about this game. I was really excited at the beginning, starting to cool off, especially after Origins and it not being being too great, and the developer, I guess that they didn't were not giving enough time to finish the product the way they wanted. Um, Nier Automata is coming to Switch, which is interesting for two reasons, right?
Yeah.
The game runs on Switch because even on PS4 it chugs, right? And it's a native Switch port. Also, Nier Automata is probably one of the best games ever made, if not the best game ever made. I'm just putting it out there, right? And just having it on Switch, that's awesome, right? But this is a native port. Makes me wonder why they did not do native ports for the Kingdom Hearts games, and they left Kingdom Hearts to be cloud based. That's strange. So, and I think the bigger one here is that Persona is finally coming to Switch. Yeah, finally. So Persona 5 Royal, 4 Golden, and Persona 3 Portable are coming to Switch. Royal's coming out the same day it comes out on Xbox, so October 21st. P4G and P3P, they don't have a date yet. But this is big news, man, because I think this is the type of game, like when I played P4G on the Vita, this is a perfect game so that you can play for a few minutes and wrap up a day and then leave it and then just grab it again later or grab it again the next day. That sort of flow works great on this type of games. So I think the Switch is the perfect home for this game. Like I've like to this day, like I was still shocked that and none of these games were available on the Switch, but now they will be. So I'm happy that people that were not able to experience Persona 4 Golden for just being on the Vita, being now expensive, and Vita's getting really expensive. You can now experience one of my favorite games ever. So. And 5 is really good. Haven't played Royal, still back here wrapped. I still haven't opened it. So I may crack that open sometime this year. If God of War gets delayed, I'll play Royal. But yeah, Joel, overall nothing too crazy on that front. They're saying that there may be another Nintendo Direct later in the summer. But what do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was a solid lineup. Gosh, like you said, there's things on this list that I'm pretty excited about. There's things on this list that it's not necessarily for me, but still cool. I think looking at more specifically, like the like the stuff that people were super hyped about, right? Like the Mario Rabbids and stuff like that. Like it's cool. They give something for like they give something that's like a tent pole kind of name that they're gonna put on there, and then they have the other stuff. It's like, hey, we're introduced to this. That's how you run an event. That's how you
cool.
hype things up. That's the right way to set it up. So yeah, not much more to say there.
Yeah, cool. That's what we got, sir.
Yep, yeah, I will go ahead sign us off here. Everyone, thanks so much for sticking with us. Want to make sure you go ahead and subscribe to our show. We are on podcast platforms of your choice, so go ahead and find us places like Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, SoundCloud. Go ahead, find us on these podcast platforms. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you also write a review about No Load Time on these podcast platforms. That'd be really appreciated. It helps us as we try and share this show with others. And also, we would invite you to subscribe to the video version on the No Load Time YouTube channel. So go ahead and find us on YouTube, No Load Time. You can watch these videos of these podcasts being recorded, and share it with your friends and family as well. Like, drop us a comment, share it. Secondly, I also want to say follow us on social media. Remember, I was telling you we're going to bring the heat coming up next month with Comic-Con. So make sure you're following us at No Load Time. It's at No Load Time, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and also TikTok. So if you see down below, you see those social handles, go ahead and give us a follow there. Also, if you would follow us on Twitch, it's another way you can watch our live broadcast of our recording. So go ahead and follow No Load Time all together on Twitch. We'd appreciate that. Last but not least, if you have any question or comment or feedback, something you would like to propose, something you'd like to talk to us about, maybe you just got ideas on what we were talking about, send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you all so much, and we'll be with you on our next episode.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you again next time.